After amenities, I told her a short version of what happened when I went looking for her. I explained I didn't want to ask too many questions about her at the new store because I didn't know her situation. She thanked me for that and said she'd been on vacation. After another drink, she shyly volunteered she never went to bars and certainly would never let a man buy her a drink. I was smart enough to just wait. Within a minute, she confessed. She was angry with her boyfriend and didn't want to go home until he left for the midnight shift. After some safe small talk and another shooter, she said, "Sorry, I was nervous when you came in." Before I could say anything, she added, "Ed's sister was working the register next to you." I didn't have to ask who Ed was. My cock stiffened. I mumbled, "Oh, yeah?" She made some awkward small talk. Then I asked, "When can you come over and work on that fifth of gold with me?" We made arrangements for 2 nights later. She said she'd have to leave at 2 a.m. because he sometimes called on his first break. Remember Mary Ann and Jimmy's checkup calls? 20 minutes after she came through the door, we were in bed. We had a passionate 2-month affair. It ended when she started feeling too guilty. Let's review this courtship from the beginning to see why it worked. I was ready as always for the first meeting, clean and dressed neatly. I put myself directly in front of her. I didn't keep trying after getting no response to my first attempt at conversation. I waited aloof and indifferent. When she did say something, I replied with information about me. I could have ruined it right off when I resorted to humor, but that's the real spontaneous me. I was able to reply as I did because I had written off my chances when I got nothing but a businesslike response after I had given her the perfect opening. In other words, I really was aloof. We were both able to indicate interest without risking rejection, as shown by the way I closed the first conversation with a pseudo offer for a date and got a pseudo yes. I was persistent, going back till I found her, then was confident, relaxed, and aggressive, suggesting we drink together and got a sometime soon. I was confident and aggressive again, saying, "You've got a date." Knowing I was going home to face certain orgasmic death at Lisa's delightful hands made me be confident and relaxed when making the proposition. The deal I offered Liz was safe. No one had to lose face, since either or both of us could pretend it wasn't a real pass if she wasn't interested. But she knew I was strongly attracted. It wasn't, "Let's have lunch sometime." The deal I offered Liz was safe. No one had to lose face, since either or both of us could pretend it wasn't a pass if she wasn't interested. But she knew I was strongly interested. It wasn't, "Let's have lunch sometime." Her reply was, "Sometime soon" was safe for both of us. It could mean maybe, or it could mean not tonight, but pretty soon we'll drink a bottle of Cuervo and see what happens. The whole exchange was instinctive. I just did it, and so did she. Nobody can plan ahead what to say and pull it off. Knowing I was going home to face certain orgasmic death at Lisa's delightful hand and body made it easy to be confident and relaxed when making the proposition. The deal I offered Liz was safe. No one had to lose face, since either one of us could pretend it wasn't a real pass if she wasn't interested. But she knew I was strongly attracted. It wasn't, "Let's just have lunch sometime." Her reply, "Sometime soon," was safe for both of us. It could mean maybe, or it could mean not tonight, but soon we'll drink a bottle of Cuervo and see what happens. The whole exchange was instinctive. I just did it, and so did she. You'll never be able to plan ahead of what to say or how to say it and pull it off. It just has to happen. You have to be in the present and be in touch with what you feel. Sometimes when I hear maybe or a version of it, I react negatively. That causes fatal results. If I do that and she really meant possibly instead of fuck it, which is often what maybe means, why do women behave like that? Why don't they just tell you, "No, I'm not interested"? Why do they say maybe? Because mommy and the whole culture taught her never hurt anybody's feelings. So don't expect truth from her, expect maybe. You have to figure out what it means. Do you remember earlier when I said a friend of mine tried to teach me how women communicate? When I first got divorced, he said, "When they say maybe, they mean no. When they say no, they mean maybe. When they say yes, they mean maybe." My negative reaction takes the form of attempted face-saving words. followed by self-defeated body language and facial expression. When I do that, she writes me off as a wimp, even if she was only 1, stalling for time because I rattled her, 2, seeing if I was sincerely interested by waiting for me to try harder, or 3, testing the steel content of my balls. Confident men are indifferent or positive when responding to maybe. I was confident. Lisa was waiting. Aside, date more than one at a time because you will have rock solid version of the right attitude. If not here, I'll go over to Judy's. From the beginning, I was careful to be discreet. When she was nervous at the new store, I did nothing and said nothing that would cause her fellow checkers to notice me. And after creating suspicion in her manager's mind, I stopped going to the store. When I told her about that in the bar, I chose my words carefully to imply I wanted her, boyfriend or not, by using the phrase, I didn't know her situation. And we could both pretend I meant her work, if either of us needed to save face at that point. Having her walk into my life was not all luck. She chose the dinner house because young people don't look for each other there. She didn't want to be seen by any of her contemporaries. I was only there because I operate only within a few miles of home and never hang out where young people want to make go. Notice the phrasing of, when can you come over and work on that fifth of gold with me? Confident men assume it's when, not will you. The time and vibes were right for an aggressive, confident move. She wanted someone safe. Safe meant someone knowledgeable enough not to get her discovered. Someone who understood her situation and accepted it, as well as someone she could keep her emotional distance from, and he would not behave like a jealous boy. And this goes for young guys too. If you're trying to fuck some girl that has a boyfriend, think about it this way. She wanted someone safe. Safe meant someone knowledgeable enough not to get her discovered. Someone who understood her situation and accepted it, as well as someone she could keep her emotional distance from, and he would not behave like a jealous boy. If you can pull that off, you're going to get lots of pussy that you never thought was out there, but it's there. After boyfriends, you know most have one. Assume the one you're courting does and let her know it's cool. Endangering her relationship guarantees that you, not she, will be the person washing your dick very fast in the shower. Liz and all other women who don't hang out in bars wanted someone who didn't just want to pop her twice and drop her, making her feel like a piece of meat. I had shown genuine, sustained interest. I met her requirements for a safe affair by demonstrating discretion on several occasions. And I behaved like a confident, relaxed man who was attractive enough. I was slim and trim and dressed well. Preparation met opportunity. Dost thou covet thy neighbor's young ass? Verily I say unto thee, to gain such, thou hast but obey the commandments of courtship. 1, thou shalt have a slim, trim body. 2, thou shalt be well groomed. 3, thou shalt be dressed right. 4, thou shalt smell good. 5, thou shalt be relaxed and confident. 6, thou shalt shake hands and smile. 7, thou shalt talk at her level. 8, thou shalt radiate no lust. 9, thou shalt laugh appropriately. 10, thou shalt remain adult. 11, thou shalt genuinely compliment once. 1 through 4 are mandatory. 5 is the hardest. 5 is, thou shalt be relaxed and confident. Don't despair. A moderately well-acted imitation will work until success permits you to be genuinely relaxed and confident. With only a bit of practice, 6, thou shalt shake hands and smile, is easy. Breaking 8 is fatal 99% of the time. 8, thou shalt radiate no lust. 8a, thou shalt not steal any glances at that cleavage or those perky tits. If you're into macho, 9 will be hard to obey. Drop the Jason Statham act. Laughing at yourself is even better. 10 forbids acting young and hip. 11 is hard for introverts. Simply focus on her, what she has on, Zero in on one thing you sincerely admire and tell her. Jewelry, shoes, purse, scarf, things that she picked out to make herself more attractive. Notice it says once. In the coming chapters, meet her and talk with her. There's much more about why it's only once. Mastering 1 through 5 will have you dating her less than a year after finishing this Bible. When you can obey them all, Hefner will come to you for lessons. So seriously, these commandments are no different than the original 10. You can't observe every one. Relax. Only 1 through 4 are absolute. Just get moderately adept with 3 or 4 others. Woe be unto thee if thou dost not obey the first commandment. The present world and thy hereafter shall be inhabited with only fat, ball-crushing divorcees of greater than 20 years. So far you understand her. You know what you must do to get ready for her. And now you have the basics needed to court her. Here's where and how you find her.